Love the original. Saw them at an age where they just struck me, the whole world and how imaginative they were. And I knew that F. Gary Gray was attached and some of his work. I mean, from like the first TLC video that I saw and really, Waterfalls, which meant so much to me as a kid, F. Gary directed. And I just thought it was so interesting to take a filmmaker like him and take this beloved franchise. And at that point, I knew that Chris was in the conversation, and he and I just enjoy working together so much. So all of the elements together, it was sort of a resounding yes. I think the original films are so genius, and the truth is, they just hold up. They still manage to feel really modern. I think they did something at the time with the genre that no other films were doing. They have such a distinct tone and brand of comedy. They're so unique, and yeah, they really just make you happy. They're just films that feel good, and you want, our heroes in the films to win. I think we've had enough time since the last, couple movies, and I think audiences are ready for more. And certainly to see this world that we love, that we have all these nostalgic feelings about. I'm a big fan of the films, and when we are shooting this movie, there are moments when I walk into some of these set pieces, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm in a Men in Black film," you know. So there are moments that are really, I think, going to be satisfying to people that have lived with this franchise for a long time. But I think even bringing to a new audience that isn't familiar, to a young audience that isn't familiar with these films, we bring something unique and fresh and modern and of its time now. But I think the original films really hold up. That's just how good they are, truly. So I think what we're trying to do is sort of, bring some of that magic back. Even though this world is, the world of Men in Black is something that's, a big leap from the world that we know and understand. I think there's plenty of people that just feel like they can't find a sense of belonging, and they're misunderstood by people, and they're outliers that don't really have a place. I think Molly is one of those people, but she's also resourceful and smart and curious. And for me, I think my least favorite thing is a person that is uncurious. And Molly has curiosity about the world in spades, and also about people, and is hugely accepting. I think one of the cool central themes of all these movies is this idea of accepting the other, that people that are entirely different in this film, that are different species, can cohabitate, can build relationships, can care for each other. To me, that's been always the metaphor inside of Men in Black movies that is really sweet. When we meet Molly as an adult, she's a scientist. She's really accomplished and has taken the academic route, but only really in the pursuit of Men in Black. And she tries all these organizations. She tries the CIA, the FBI. I mean, she would try the DMV if she thought that it would get her to MIB. And all of those things proved to be a dead end. And so she's found herself in a dead end job, working in telemarketing, just to sort of make ends meet. But she's still really actively in the pursuit of finding the organization, and is able to do that by her craftiness, and has sort of the gusto to go into the organization, which to her is just like, I mean, it's all that she's ever wanted. And she's able to convince Agent O, who's the head of MIB New York, to put her on, as a probationary agent. Actually, the first time she sees him is very, very funny. There's a great bit in it where an alien coworker of mine that I've just made friends with has a habit of slowing H down and putting him literally in slow motion so she can get a good long look at him. So that's the first time that I spot H. But H is an agent whose reputation precedes him because he is very unorthodox. He has saved the world, or so everyone says, and he says a lot and likes to remind everyone. So he's sort of a star agent, apart from, his dashing good looks and his jag and his cool swag. He's also pretty accomplished. And M is someone that is very ambitious. That's come there that doesn't want to be probationary long. She wants to be a proper agent. Um, she wants to learn from the best, and she's also come into MIB via Agent O with this idea that there might be a problem in London, that there might be something just a little askew, and she's so inquisitive to sort of figure out with a very investigatory spirit what it might be. And so very quickly she wants to figure out how she can get on a case, and Agent H happens to be an agent that she knows has a case going. So she marches right up to his desk and just says, "Put me on it." And while he's very resistant to begin with, he eventually decides in that conversation that he'll take her along for the ride. And then we just can't seem to get rid of each other, basically, for the rest of the film. He's bringing so much. I think he really wants to create a character that feels iconic but is really specific. He's someone that works day in and day out to really make sure that the script really feels, he puts so much of his heart into it. He's never someone to show up. He works so tirelessly at making sure that the character feels well-rounded and that it's lived in. And then, he's so gifted at comedy. He has such dexterity. He's so fun to play with. He doesn't miss a beat in terms of improving. He's wildly generous. It's so fun to just, bounce around ideas. And he always comes in if it's not, if the camera isn't even on him, saying, "What do you need? And how are you feeling?" And he's incredibly collaborative, and yeah, he's a dream. He's just a dream to work with, and he's really open. He takes direction. He's really fun. We have long days, but he keeps the energy up. He's kind to his crew. I can't say enough. He's just a joy to work with.